Hello, everyone. This is Lynissa with Makers Avenue. I'm back today with the new series, the MiniVerse Made from Scratch, Series 2, and I'm so excited to get into this. I'm just showing you where the pinholes could be found near the logo. But I know well, actually it hasn't been that long since my last video, but it kind of feels like it's been a long time for me personally. School started back, so my schedule has been much busier. So it took me a little bit of time to put this out. Of course, this series, it takes a little bit longer because it's not resin. The items do take a little bit of time to set up, but it is air dry materials. So yeah, we're just gonna open the ones that I have received and we're gonna make some of these. And then there's some other things that I'll be making as well from different series just while I am waiting for things to dry and harden. So here's what comes in the series 2. I love the series 1. Actually, when I think about it, there's still a lot in the series 1 that I have yet to get to. But it's a very fun series. The Make It From Scratch is a very fun. The materials are, flexible. You can cut into it. You can be very creative. The one that I'm really looking forward to getting, I want the cheesecake, and I also want the baguette. I've been seeing everyone make the baguettes, and they're just so cute. So yeah, and I also want the carbonara. So the carbonara pasta, they all look so fun to make. And this series 2 came with a lot more like savory dishes. So that was fun. And I also love the tools that comes with it, like this little ravioli cutter. Too cute. Too cute. So you could just collect the series alone just for the different utensils and tools that come with it. So again, I'm showing you where the pinholes are expected to be. I think these are also out at Walmart. Well, some Walmarts. So yeah, and as always, between MiniVerse and Mini Brands, they're already leaking more new stuff that is coming out. I'm just like, oh my gosh. So hopefully they give us a little bit of time, but knowing them, I doubt it. Today, I already saw pictures. MiniVerse is going to come out with the animal set. So if you have pets or you like pets and animals, they're going to come out with that. Then I saw Hello Kitty Spaces. So yeah, just be aware that there's going to be more stuff coming out, and they're still coming after our wallets. So just pace yourself. That's all I can say. So here's the bread. I don't know. Look at that cute serrated knife. This is I forgot how to pronounce it. The bola bread or whatever, but it's the little bread mix, and this would be perfect for if you had like the little bread displays. If from the MiniVerse spaces, it fits perfectly in there. So yeah, I'm just excited to make stuff with this series, and I'm gonna start thinking about remixes eventually. For this video, it's more making, following the directions first. You do want to pay attention to the directions and how to mix stuff. If you don't, it often doesn't turn out right. Here we had the pizza and the cornmeal, the pizza dough, and the starter. And we have another little paddle board. They give you, as always, they give you more ingredients than you actually need. So, and again, that's not a complaint. That's just something I'm telling in advance. But so you're able to make more than one of a lot of these items. So we're gonna start with the butternut squash ravioli. Again, because this is the one that caught my interest the most. And you're gonna take both packs and you're gonna mix them in together. it doesn't really tell you how long to mix it in, but you want to mix it in enough to where both the colors are blended well together. Now I know it just they both just look like regular dough, but I'm pretty sure this is a lot like, a silicone putty. It feels like the same material that you use to make molds. So it's going to have some sort of chemical reaction. So after a while, it will harden up slightly. It'll still have like a somewhat flexible, but it is going to harden up. So you don't want to pause when you're doing this process. And what I failed to do here, I'm supposed to roll it up into like a little hot dog size first and then roll it out with the rolling pin. I didn't quite do that, but I did, I guess I got too excited. But it still works out. So then I realized my mistake. So then I'm going to come in with my ravioli cutter. And now you can see I kind of rolled it out into like a lengthwise. And they have the mat folded so that way you can roll out all the pieces. And then once you have them rolled out, you can just fold it and it'll lie, supposed to be perfectly upon each other. But I already know, since I kind of messed up, not really messed up, but I knew since I'm already rolling them into different sizes, that probably wouldn't work. So I was just going to lay them on top of each other, myself. So do whatever. It's all right. Now, they didn't give you how many minutes this will harden. But like I said, it gives you a little bit of time with these. So yeah, but like I said, you just don't want to stop or pause. So I'm putting in the little butternut squash. Next time I make raviolis, next time I make this dish, I should do it with the beef taco mix or you could just do it with the ricotta mix from the from the diner stuff that we got. And you can make cheese ravioli or like, ravioli with meat. That sounds so good. I kind of want that for dinner now. And so you just cut it. And tip is, I didn't do it here, but I probably should have. If you put some like cornstarch or flour, it won't stick. It shouldn't stick to the cutter. And like I said, you have with the extra, I'm just going to go in and cut my other pieces of ravioli. So the picture shows that you cut the first end of ravioli first. I don't feel like that's necessary. I would just probably lay both sides down and then go in with the ravioli cutter. But it's so cute. I love this little cutter. And so I'm going to do it again, same process. So once I have all that, then I'm going to come in with whatever that sauce is. Like I said, that is not resin. It's just some kind of clear gloop. Don't know what it is, but it air dries. So there's no need to harden it. There's no need to put it on under a UV light. Now, if you want to put UV resin on top of this, you can. Just make sure you cure the resin. But the stuff underneath is still going to take a little bit of time to harden. So heads up on that. And like I said, it just looks so cute. Now, again, my ravioli, I would like cheese and meat and all the good stuff, but this is so cute for those who are healthy conscious. Now we're gonna go to our little, is it called bola breads? I'm not sure, I can't remember. And here are the containers. And this bread starter is very, very sticky. I don't know if it's some kind of glue. Again, thankfully, I don't know what material it is exactly, but it's very sticky. And I mean very sticky. It has a very oily, because when I was washing this brush out, I figured it would be easier to use on the brush. But after, I kind of wanted to throw the brush away because it just left a very oily, sticky residue. And it took I'm not going to lie, it was a little bit challenging to rinse out. So be mindful of that. I would just probably use the brush that they gave you, because I didn't like touching the stuff because it was just oily and sticky. Again, I wasn't sure what it is. Again, it's not gonna hurt you. It shouldn't hurt you if you touch it. I didn't see anything saying now don't eat it, but I didn't see anything saying that it's gonna hurt you if you accidentally touch it. But I still want to wash it off because I just didn't like the way it felt. So just know that stuff, whatever it is, it's sticky. So I'm going to pour it in, and it tells you where to look on the line in the little measuring cup. And I also put the crumbs into the bread molds. Now for this one, it does tell you to, I don't think, it doesn't really tell you how much flour to put in there. I guess you just put as much as you want to. I don't know if it actually, if the flour really adds or does anything to the mixture. I think it's just part of the fun, but I could be wrong. I don't know. And then you'll fill these up. Now, I think the instructions said to let these dry for 40 minutes. For this one, I would probably let it dry a little bit longer unless you want to cut into it like it's actual bread. But you will let this sit aside, and well, you're gonna put some more breadcrumbs on the top. You'll let this sit aside. It says 40 minutes, but again, I wanted to. When I tried taking it out, it wasn't as firm, and the lines weren't as defined at the 40 minutes. But if you want to cut into it, then you probably need to take it out at the 40 minutes, or maybe even a few minutes afterwards. So now, what are we making? Okay, we're making the pizza now. So really, to make the correct size pizza, you only need half of each piece of dough. Like I said, there's enough pizza dough for probably like 2 pizzas because I made 2 pizzas. I forgot there is also cornmeal that comes with the pizza mix. And I forgot to add it to this first one. It really doesn't make any difference. I think it's kind of like the flour. It's just to add extra texture and funness, but it's not going to make any difference to how it dries if you forget to put it in. But I do make another one off screen using the cornmeal. So I'm cutting up my little pieces of prosciutto. Pretty sure that's what that is, prosciutto, or yeah, it should be prosciutto. Cutting it up, and when I was cutting these pieces of prosciutto, the stuff kept clinging to my hand. It didn't want to come off. So that's why I'm just trying to get these little suckers to not fly everywhere because they didn't want to get off my hand. So anyway, and I'm just cutting my pieces. Put one back. And like I said, you have more than enough. So it's okay if you made a mistake. From this one, like I said, I made 2 pizzas, so more than enough products. Okay, as you can see, I'm trying to fidget with these little pieces of hand. They just won't get off my fingers. So, yeah. All right, now I'm going to come in with the tomato sauce, which is very thick and the way I would describe it is goopy and also very sticky. But it's going to air dry as well. And you would just put I guess the material, it would have to be very sticky for the materials that we're putting on here. I don't know what type of stuff it is, but it also will, I think it starts to cure or harden pretty fast. So for these, you don't want to wait too long in between things. You kind of want to try to finish. Once you start spreading it and taking the stuff out and mixing the pieces, you want to work pretty quickly. So here I'm just putting my little pieces of prosciutto. At least I hope it's prosciutto. It's not pepperoni. You could mix all the other ingredients from the previous other pepperoni. Now, to me, the ricotta cheese with this one, I feel like this looks like a legit Italian style pizza, but the ricotta also makes it look like it's a little undercooked. Like this looks like to me what a pizza would would look like before you put it in the oven. But as you can see, I'm trying again. I'll make it again with the cornmeal to see if it would make a difference in how the pizza turned out. And like I said before, it doesn't really make that much of a difference. So if you left it out, it would still be okay. So I love with this series how you could actually, if you wanted to, um, how you can actually make like a whole little Italian restaurant or Italian setting. And if you had the pizza miniverse spaces, then this would be great. You can make a little pizza scene. So this is after I let my little breads harden up. This is after the 40 minutes, and again, I just didn't like how soft they felt. I think I take one out or maybe two out. Um, but see, you can't really see the detail that much. Now, I could cut it right here. And, like I said, if you want to cut into the bread, that would be a good time. But it didn't show the detail of the lines, so I let it stay in the mold for a lot longer. And the ones that I did allow to stay in longer, the lines and the definition, you see it a lot better. So now I have my little Choco Bear pancakes, and these are so cute. I'm going to take both mixes. You need both like I said, you need the chocolate pancake mix and the vanilla pancake mix to mix them together. I'm guessing actually, I don't know. That's a good, now that I think about it, yeah, I'm pretty sure you need them to mix together to be, I guess. Just follow the instructions. So I'm thinking if you wanted to experiment, but I would just following the instructions. So you'll follow the instructions and make sure you meet it to the right line. Like I said, I still had some mix left over, so I can always make some more. This is a good chance reason to get dupes, because if you often have leftover mix, and so if you had extra skillet, you can make more without having to wait the 30 to 40 minutes. I did accidentally overfill that the skillet just a bit. It's okay though, because of the way the material is, you can cut the excess edges off. So now I'm going in to make my silver dollar pancakes. I remember this kind of reminds me when I was a kid and I would eat the frozen silver dollar pancakes all the time for breakfast before school started, and I love those things. They were actually very good, even though it was frozen, but it was so good. It was good to me. Well, I was a kid, so I didn't know any better about how things tasted. This one, I didn't overfill as much. But again, if you overfill it, it's not a big deal. You can fix it. And again, I still had the pancake mix left over. So while I am waiting for those things to harden, I'm taking some of my Cafe Series 4 that I have yet to make, including the chicken pot pies. So this is kind of just like a bonus, and I'm going to mix it in with the resin. Lately, I'm still kind of readjusting to my schedule of going back to school. With my classes, our schools have new schedules and everything, and I'm kind of becoming adjusted. So some days I do work on my MiniVerse, and then some days I'm just too tired. So, and I'm kind of focusing on lessons and getting things prepared with students. So It's not as videos won't be going out as quickly as they did in the summer, but I will still try to put them out in a consistent manner. Just be patient with me, please. I don't think anyone's gonna have a problem, but they will be coming out. And let's see, there are other series. Let's see, I still want to get the perfumes, but not a lot. I know we have to keep our eyes open on the cafe series. We're still waiting on that. I still want. I don't want all of the MiniVerse Halloween set. I just want the pumpkins because those are so cute. I'm not really a Halloween type of girl, and I think I mentioned that before. I'm barely a fall girl. I love summer, so I don't. I'm not one of those fall girl people who want all the pumpkins and the pumpkin spice. Not that I don't hate fall. I was born in the fall, but I'm just a summer girl. I like the hot, the heat, and I just don't like the hurricanes that usually come with it. But I love the sun. I love the long summer days. I love summer vacation. So for me, fall is like the end of that. And even though the weather eventually starts to get mild, for me, it doesn't really get mild until like December. But by the time it gets to be really mild weather, it's too dark outside to really enjoy it. So yeah, I'm not as excited about fall as most people. I don't hate it, but just not excited about it. And then of course winter comes. So as you can see with the pancake mix, it gives you a very defined line. So you can always use the pancake mix for these little breads. But the way these little bears come out, they're very stiff. They're flexible and stretchy, but it's not going to be easy to just cut into it. I mean, to slice into it, you gotta actually cut it with like scissors or stuff. But I think they came out so cute because you can see the actual definition. I think it's a fun material to use with other different stuff. The syrup is also very goopy and very sticky as well. The syrup, you really want to work quickly with the syrup because it will harden very fast. Um, like you want to pretty much start gluing stuff down immediately because within a couple of minutes it wasn't as sticky, so things weren't staying in place. So yeah, you make sure you use the syrup up quickly, and even if you leave it open for a little bit, it starts clogging up the container, and you have to just get that layer of syrup out to unclog the container. But yeah, those are my little Choco Bear um, pancakes. Now for this one, I don't really love this color of the syrup. I would probably use resin, but at the time when I was doing this, I didn't feel like going to look for the right color of syrup resin that I would need. And as you can see, once it hardens, it's very easy to cut around them. So like I said, if you want to cut them into different shapes, or if you accidentally overfill the skillet, it's very easy to correct it. So no worries, no biggie. And I'm just going to practice to lay it correctly on my plate. And again, I'm taking the leftover mix from the little bread bowl, and again, you can use that in your little spaces. And instead of trying to, the easiest way to clean out the materials for this series is just to let stuff dry in the container. And once it dries and hardens, you just peel it out. I wouldn't even bother trying to wash it out. It's just easier to let it dry and it'll come out. Now the syrup is a very good glue. Since this material is kind of like a silicone material, regular glue, hot glue, all that kind of stuff is not gonna really work on it. Like it's not gonna stay stuck, forever. You'll easily pull it off. Now I haven't tried to pull it off with the syrup glue, so I'm guessing but it kind of stuck well But again, I didn't really try to take it off. So I'm just going to assume that, this is probably the best adhesive for this. So I wanted some pieces of butter, kind of like the old commercials where you had the little squares of butter on top of the pancakes. So I'm taking a couple of banana pieces and I just, cut them into little squares, and so cute. Now we have some dollops of butter, and now we're going to put our fruit on there. And like I said, it just looks so cute and so delicious. If you want the syrup to be all runny and drippy, again, the way the texture is for the syrup, it is very thick and it will dry very quickly, so you can't really do drips with this material. So if you want drips or something, you probably have to use actual resin. So just to give you a heads up on that. And I'm gonna put some of the syrup on my fork and make that like a little adhesive to the plate. And there we go. And the last one, since again, it's kind of an extra, since I was waiting for stuff to dry, I'm gonna make my pineapple fried rice that came into the series for diner. And because I just felt like it, and I'm just trying to catch up on my new stuff that I have yet to make. There's always I feel like a long list of things that I've yet to make because I keep putting new stuff out. But it's all good. It's all fun. So now I'm just going to put my pineapples. I can't personally imagine eating pineapples in fried rice. I'm not a big fan of sweet and salty together. I'm either one or the other. For the most part, it's like either I'm eating food that's salty, or I'm eating food that's sweet. I don't want those two flavors. I don't want sweet and salty together. So realistically, I wouldn't want to eat this. But today I was kind of in the mood for fried rice and just other foods. So, and I'm rarely in the mood for Chinese food, but today I was kind of in the mood for fried rice. I don't know why, but we don't have any restaurants that sell good fried rice near us, so I just have to crave it. So with the fried rice, since there's so much of it, and since this pineapple bowl is so deep, I wanted to do this in layers just to make sure that everything was fully cured. And as you can see, I love the way it turned out. I love the details of the pineapple. I should just get more of the duplicates of this just for the shrimp and the pineapple, because of course it'd be fun. You know how like we had the watermelon and you had like a smoothie mix? It'd be fun to do like a fruit bowl inside of the pineapple. That'd be cute. And it will kind of remind me of like Tipsy Bartender. He has a lot of drinks and stuff with watermelon bowls or pineapple bowls. And I feel like that would go really cute with like summer theme or like tropical. Yeah, that'd be fun. I have several capsules that I need to do that I probably could make like a summer tropical spread. So while people are just going into fall, I'll probably still be making summer stuff because it feels summery. I always have like a summer state of mind. So I think that's on my to-do list. Let me know if you want to see a process video of that. If not, that'll be something I work on behind the scenes. So yeah, now just to I made this a little bit differently from the pictures. I didn't want to put the shrimp on top because I feel like it would kind of block the rest of the details of the fried rice. So I put some fried rice on the side of the plate. And there we go. Now what I'm showing you here is Michael's. So if you like Row Life, Michael's have a whole bunch of Row Life kits, and also they have a whole bunch of new miniature stuff. They've always had miniature stuff, but now they have like more kits and building materials, and they just have a bunch of new stuff. I love that. I love some of the new furniture pieces they have. They have accessory kits. Of course, a lot of this is probably going to be in the 1/12 scale. I don't really like the houses themselves, but again, it gives you a chance to make things from scratch. Some of this will work great in the Miniverse, or some of this will work great if you collect real life. Look at that cute little cart. So obviously this is going to be a lot smaller than Miniverse stuff. But like I said, if you like things with different scales, or if you have stuff for your Barbie, I feel like this would, some of it will be a good fit. But I do like to have I do have kits that are more 1/12 scale, and this would be perfect for that. So look at all the goodness. And then it has kits where you can build the furniture and you can customize it. So I just wanted to show you that to make you aware in case you didn't know. Now, the only thing I don't like about Michael's is they don't have coupons anymore. So you kind of have to, they do, but it's, you know, kind of rare. It used to be a time where you can get a lot of stuff at Michael's with coupons, or they had good sales. Not as much anymore. But these are really cute. Now, if you go online, there's usually a coupon that you can use when you purchase online. But lately, I've been having a hard time buying stuff online. Like, I'll go to the cart. I don't know if it's just a me thing, but I'll go to the cart and I'll try to buy something and it won't let me purchase. So it's like, hello, I guess either way I try to do it, either I have to buy it on store full price, or yeah, it just doesn't work. But anyway, you see this accessory kit. I think these is, for the most part, I think these are pretty good prices. Of course, I still want to, I'm still trying to use a coupon. But I think it's nice to have, since, like, me personally, I have been trying to shop off Temu because I don't want to be bothered with the possible tariffs, or, you know, the longer shipping times. I feel like, you know, the money that I probably would have spent is going to probably be around the same price. I don't know that for sure because I haven't shopped on there in a while, but I'm just taking a guess. I just like the instant gratification of going to the store. So just me personally, I haven't bought as much online unless it's just something I can't get in store at all. But to see this stuff in person is, you know, very enjoyable. I get to look at it, hold it, and then if I want to get it, there's the instant gratification of having it. And so I'm also showing you like the outdoor, if you want to build like a fairy miniature set or a garden miniature set, this is the new stuff. And then they also have like miniature kits like in the seasonal section. So you have your fall miniatures and like Halloween miniatures. So look, you can look there for different items as well for your miniature, you know, miniature sets, your dioramas, doll houses, all that stuff. So anyway, I just wanted to show that, insert it in case you didn't know. But here's the final look of all my Miniverse projects from this video. As always, I hope you enjoy, and my next video, I can't remember what I said I was going to do, but I will be having a next video, so stay tuned for that. And thank you as always for supporting my channel. If you enjoyed the content, please hit like and subscribe, and I hope you all have a blessed and wonderful day. Until next time, bye.